Hello, and welcome back to more role-playing. I'm Smoker14, and this is my game master, Greyalpha.
Hello.
And when we last left off, my character, Gregor, just encountered a female band director at the college that he will be speaking at for an art seminar.
All right. Um, Seeing a female professor, particularly for the 1920s, shocking for you. So you're kind of immediately suspicious. Um, Not to say you're particularly sexist, but yes, you are particularly sexist. Like, no more than anyone else at your time, but you. So,
Yeah, okay.
um, and when Professor Shelby is quick to notice this and explains that um, Miss Miss Holly
Okay.
is one of the best musicians in Northeast America, and the college is honored to have her teaching a class.
Okay. I introduce myself and say that I am glad to meet her and that I admit that it is strange to see a female band director in this day and age, especially at such a prestigious academy.
Um, the What would normally offend someone nowadays doesn't seem to mind her or offend Miss Holly, as she uh seems to acknowledge that she hears this a lot. Um, she steps out into the hallway, exclaiming that her room is far too messy for visitors.
Okay.
Um,
Um, could I try and take a quick peek inside the room, just just see what the condition is?
um, you before when she was standing in the doorway, you could see that there appeared to be several instruments out, but not much more than that.
Okay.
Um, when she steps out in the hallway, she shakes your hand, saying she's glad to meet you, and asks if you have heard her orchestra perform before.
Uh, let me see. Um, I asked her if they played anywhere notable, like maybe Radio City or something.
Um, she says not while they have been with her, but they are scheduled to play at Radio City in a uh in late January.
Oh, okay. I admit that I have not seen her, but now that I have heard this, I will gladly go to her performance at Radio City.
She smiles and in a weird way that and says she hopes to see you there. Um, Moving on from the topic, she asked what you do.
Uh, I describe that I am an artist and that I mostly paint cityscapes and landscapes.
Um, she seems to have little interest in that, but isn't rude about it.
Okay.
Um, the uh, Suddenly she seems to become aware that she has a class to attend. And again, it doesn't appear to be rude, but more of a panicky, like, oh no, I have to go teach a class.
Okay.
And she says, excuse me, and runs off.
Okay. I comment to Jenkins about how I found her attractive and that she seems nice. And I've once again mentioned how it is strange that she is female and a band director.
Uh, or not Gregor. Shelby comments that he too was originally shocked when her application arrived on his desk. However, upon hearing her play, he could not deny her the job or the position at the school.
Okay.
And with that, he says um, that his tour has come to an end, and gives a brief description of the harpist before he leaves. The description of the harpist is that the harpist is in his mid-30s and is a man with black hair and what he describes as gray eyes,
Okay.
which seem to like give him almost a dead look.
Okay.
And he says he brings life to the harp, though.
Okay. Okay. Did he leave? Is he gone?
Yes, he walks away.
How big are the keyholes? Like, are they old keyholes where you can visibly peer through them?
Yes, but and I think I see where you're going with this. They wouldn't allow you a large glimpse of a room.
Um, Still, I would still like to look into the band director's room to see what I have not, because I know that looking through the keyhole would give me a different view from what I saw when she opened the door.
All right, so you're going to look through the keyhole.
Yeah, I'm gonna look through a keyhole.
All right. Hold on. Let me do a quick thing real quick. What would power? Do a power check of 4.
Okay. Passed it.
All right. Upon peering through the keyhole, you see some of like the bottoms of the instruments that you saw before on their stands. And you see that the ground is littered with various articles of clothing and paper.
So nothing of interest.
Just that the band director is clearly messy and or sexually loose.
That's kind of funny. I just shrug it off and be like, must not have been anything interesting in there.
You assume that she is just messy and not sexually loose.
Yeah.
That is not an assumption that you make, but
Yeah, okay.
you acknowledge it could be true.
Is there a clock around or something where I can see what time it is?
No, but your room is right there, and there's a clock in your room.
Okay. I go in my room and look at the clock.
You look at the clock, and again you are surprised by the speed time has passed, and it is already 6 o'clock.
Is there a window in my room?
Yes.
I would like to look at it to check the condition of the storm.
Looking out your window, you can see nothing. It is completely gray outside.
Do I see any figures or anything, like people moving across the snow or anything?
No, you see nothing.
Okay.
Like, it is completely...
Okay.
Wait, and then suddenly...
Uh-oh.
There is just a large, like, bang on the window. Like, the entire window shakes. Like, all the windows pane shake. And it was almost like there was just something very big outside of it, like, just hit it, but didn't go through and didn't break it.
Did I see any shadow or anything hit it? Like a shadow of a fist?
Yeah, it almost